Hello and welcome. Do you want to speak English more fluently? Do you want English to come naturally without translating every sentence in your mind? If yes, then today's topic is for you. Many learners think fluency comes from memorizing hundreds of grammar rules or thousands of vocabulary words. But real fluency is different. Fluency happens when English becomes a natural part of your daily life. It happens when you listen, think, speak, and use English consistently. Today, we will learn practical ways to improve your English fluency naturally, step by step. Before we begin, remember that listening to English every day is one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills. Keep practicing, keep learning, and don't forget to subscribe for more English learning content. Step 1. Listen to English every single day. If you want to speak English fluently, you must first hear English fluently. Think about how children learn their first language. They spend months listening before they start speaking. They hear words every day. They hear sentences every day. And slowly their brain becomes familiar with the language. You can use the same method. Listen to English every day. Listen to podcasts. Listen to conversations. Listen to interviews. Listen to stories. Listen while walking. Listen while exercising. Listen while relaxing. The goal is not to understand every single word. The goal is to expose your brain to English regularly. The more English you hear, the more natural English becomes. At first, some words may sound too fast. Some sentences may be difficult. That is completely normal. Keep listening. Day after day, your ears will become stronger, and stronger listening skills lead to stronger speaking skills. Step 2. Speak English even when you are alone. Many learners wait for a speaking partner. They think, I will speak English when I find someone to practice with. But this mindset slows progress. You do not need another person to practice speaking. You can start today. You can talk to yourself. Describe your day. Describe your plans. Describe your surroundings. Talk about your goals. Talk about your experiences. The important thing is moving your mouth and creating English sentences. Speaking is a skill, and skills improve through practice. The more often you speak, the more comfortable your mouth becomes. The more comfortable your mouth becomes, the more natural your English sounds. Do not worry about mistakes. Do not worry about perfection. Focus on speaking, because fluency grows through use. Step 3. Think in English throughout the day. One of the biggest reasons many learners struggle with fluency is that they translate everything. They first think in their native language. Then they translate their thoughts into English. Then they try to speak. This process takes time. And because it takes time, speaking becomes slow and stressful. If you want to improve your English fluency naturally, you must start thinking in English. Do not worry. You do not need advanced English for this. Start with simple thoughts. When you wake up in the morning, think, I am feeling good today. I need to get ready. I am going to have breakfast. When you leave your house, think, the weather is nice today. There are many people here. I need to buy some groceries. These simple thoughts train your brain to work directly in English. At first, it may feel difficult. Your brain will want to return to your native language. That is normal. Do not give up. Keep practicing. Another effective exercise is to describe everything around you in English. Look at your room. Describe the furniture. Describe the colors. Describe what people are doing. Describe what you see outside. This exercise forces your brain to create English thoughts naturally, and the more often you do it, the easier it becomes. Another important benefit of thinking in English is speed. When you stop translating, your speaking becomes faster. You spend less time searching for words. You spend less time building sentences. Instead, ideas begin flowing naturally. That is exactly what fluency is. Fluency is not speaking perfect English. Fluency is expressing ideas smoothly and naturally. Another important lesson is to be patient. Your brain needs time to develop this new habit. Some days will feel easy. Some days will feel difficult. But every day you think in English, you strengthen your fluency, little by little, day by day, until English starts feeling more natural inside your mind. And when English feels natural in your mind, it becomes much easier to speak with confidence. Step 4. Learn phrases and sentences, not just words. Many learners spend years memorizing individual words. They learn hundreds of vocabulary words, sometimes even thousands. But when they try to speak, they still struggle. Why? Because real conversations are built from phrases and sentence patterns. Native speakers do not usually think one word at a time. They use groups of words that they have heard and used many times before. For example, instead of learning only the word busy, learn useful phrases like, I am busy right now. I have been busy all day. Sorry, I am a little busy. Instead of learning only the word excited, learn, I am excited about this. I am really excited today. I am excited to learn something new. This approach is much more powerful because when you learn complete phrases, you learn how English is actually used. Your brain begins storing ready-made sentence patterns. And when you speak, those patterns come out naturally. Another powerful habit is to keep a phrase notebook. Every time you hear a useful phrase, write it down. Every time you watch a video or listen to a podcast, collect useful expressions. Then review them every day. Read them aloud. Repeat them several times. Use them in your own sentences. The more often you use a phrase, the more natural it becomes. Another important lesson is to focus on common phrases. Many learners waste time learning rare vocabulary, but fluent speakers often use simple and common expressions. For example, that sounds great. I think so. It depends. I am not sure. Let me think. These phrases appear in conversations every day, and because they are used so often, they help improve fluency very quickly. Another benefit of learning phrases is confidence. When you already know useful sentence patterns, speaking feels easier. You do not need to build every sentence from the beginning. You simply use patterns that your brain already knows, and that makes conversations smoother. Remember this: words are important, but phrases create fluency. The more useful phrases you learn and practice, the more natural your English becomes. And natural English is the key to true fluency. Step 5. Read English out loud every day. One of the simplest and most effective ways to improve your English fluency naturally is to read out loud. Many learners read silently. They understand the words, they understand the meaning, but they rarely use their voice. As a result, their reading improves, but their speaking remains weak. If you want fluent English, your mouth needs practice too. Reading out loud helps connect your eyes, your brain, and your mouth. Your eyes see the words, your brain understands the words, and your mouth speaks the words. This creates a powerful learning process. Start with easy English. Read short stories. Read simple articles. Read conversations. Read English learning materials. Do not worry about speed. Focus on clear pronunciation. Focus on speaking smoothly. Focus on confidence. Another useful technique is to read the same paragraph several times. The first time, read slowly. The second time, read more naturally. The third time, try to read with confidence and emotion. You will notice that each repetition becomes easier, and that ease is a sign of improvement. Another important benefit of reading out loud is pronunciation. Many learners know the meaning of words but do not know how to pronounce them correctly. Reading out loud helps solve this problem. The more often you pronounce English words, the more comfortable your mouth becomes. And comfortable speech leads to fluent speech. Another lesson is to read with feeling. Do not sound like a robot. Imagine the meaning of the words. If the sentence is exciting, sound excited. If the sentence is serious, sound serious. If the sentence is happy, sound happy. This helps your English sound more natural. Native speakers use emotion when they speak. And you should practice that skill too. Even 10 minutes of reading out loud every day can create amazing improvements over time. Small daily practice may seem simple, but simple habits repeated consistently often create extraordinary results. The more you read out loud, the more natural English will feel. And the more natural English feels, the more fluent you become. Step 6. Make English part of your daily life. This is one of the most powerful fluency secrets. Many learners treat English like a school subject. They study it for a short time. Then they forget about it until the next lesson. But fluent speakers often do something different. They make English part of their daily lives. English becomes something they use regularly, not just something they study. Imagine spending only 30 minutes with English each day. Now imagine surrounding yourself with English throughout the day. Which approach do you think creates faster improvement? Of course, the second one. The more contact you have with English, the faster your brain adapts to it. Start by making small changes. Change your phone language to English. Write your notes in English. Create reminders in English. Think about your plans in English. Describe your activities in English. These small actions create extra practice without requiring extra study time. Another powerful habit is to consume English content every day. Watch English videos, listen to English podcasts, read English articles, follow English creators. The goal is to increase your exposure to the language. The more English you see and hear, the more familiar it becomes. And familiarity creates fluency. Another important lesson is to connect English with your interests. Do not only study grammar books. Read about topics you enjoy. Watch videos about your hobbies. Listen to podcasts about subjects you love. When English becomes enjoyable, practice becomes easier. And when practice becomes easier, consistency becomes stronger. Another benefit of making English part of your life is confidence. English stops feeling like something difficult. It starts feeling normal. It becomes part of your routine, part of your habits, part of your daily experience. And that is exactly what natural fluency requires. Remember this: fluency is not built in one day. It is built through daily exposure, daily practice, daily listening, daily speaking, daily use. The more English becomes part of your life, the more naturally it flows from your mind and out of your mouth. And one day, you will realize that English no longer feels like a foreign language. It feels like a natural tool for communication. And that is the goal of true fluency. Step 7. Stop worrying about mistakes and start communicating. One of the biggest obstacles to fluency is fear. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes. They want every sentence to be perfect. They want perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, perfect vocabulary. Because of this, they think too much before speaking. They stop, they hesitate, they become nervous, and sometimes they say nothing at all. This habit can seriously slow down your progress. Remember something important. The purpose of language is communication, not perfection. When a child learns a language, the child makes hundreds of mistakes, sometimes thousands. But children keep speaking, they keep trying, and eventually they become fluent. Adults often do the opposite. They become afraid of mistakes, and because they are afraid, they practice less. Imagine two learners. The first learner speaks every day, makes mistakes, learns from them, and keeps improving. The second learner waits until their English is perfect before speaking. Who will become fluent faster? The first learner. Because fluency comes through use, not through waiting. Another important lesson is that mistakes are teachers. Every mistake shows you something you need to improve. Every mistake helps you grow. Every mistake makes you a stronger learner. That is why you should not fear mistakes. Welcome them. Learn from them. And keep moving forward. Another powerful truth is that most people care far less about your mistakes than you think. Many learners worry, what if people laugh at me? What if people judge me? But most people are simply happy that you are trying to communicate. They respect your effort. They respect your courage. And they understand that learning a language takes time. Another useful habit is to focus on getting your message across. If people understand your idea, you are succeeding. Maybe your grammar is not perfect. Maybe your pronunciation is not perfect. But communication happened. And communication is the goal. The more you focus on communication instead of perfection, the more relaxed you become. The more relaxed you become, the more naturally you speak. And natural speaking is the foundation of fluency. So stop waiting to become perfect. Start speaking today. Start communicating today. Because every conversation is helping you become a better English speaker. And every sentence you speak is bringing you closer to fluency. Step 8. Be consistent and trust the process. This is the final and perhaps most important step. Many learners want fast results. They want fluency in a few weeks. They want confidence immediately. They want perfect English as quickly as possible. But language learning does not work that way. Fluency is built gradually, one day at a time, one conversation at a time, one lesson at a time. Think about a person going to the gym. They do not become strong after one workout. They become strong after months of consistent training. English works the same way. You do not become fluent after one podcast, one book, one lesson. You become fluent through consistent practice over time. This is why patience is so important. Many learners quit because they do not see immediate results. But progress is often invisible at first. Your brain is learning. Your listening is improving. Your vocabulary is growing. Your speaking is becoming stronger, even when you cannot immediately see it. Think about planting a tree. When you plant the seed, nothing seems to happen. Days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even months pass. But beneath the surface, roots are growing. Preparation is taking place. Then one day, visible growth appears. Language learning is very similar. Your daily practice is creating roots. Every podcast you listen to, every sentence you speak, Every page you read, every word you learn, all of it is building your foundation. Another important lesson is to stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone learns at a different pace. Some people improve quickly, others improve slowly. That is perfectly normal. The only comparison that matters is this: are you better than you were yesterday? Are you learning? Are you improving? Are you continuing? If the answer is yes, then you are succeeding. Another powerful habit is to celebrate small victories. Maybe you understood a podcast better today. Maybe you spoke for 5 minutes without stopping. Maybe you learned 10 useful phrases. These small wins matter. They are signs of progress. And progress deserves recognition. Remember this: fluency is not created by one big effort. It is created by thousands of small efforts repeated consistently. Keep listening. Keep reading. Keep speaking. Keep learning. Keep believing in yourself. Because if you stay consistent and trust the process, your English will improve. Maybe not overnight, maybe not next week, but steadily, surely, and naturally. One day you will realize that the English which once felt difficult now feels comfortable. The conversations that once felt scary now feel natural. And the fluency you dreamed about has become your reality. That is the power of consistency. And that is how real fluency is built. Step 9. Use shadowing to speak more naturally. This is one of the most powerful techniques for improving English fluency naturally. Many fluent English speakers have used this method. It is simple, but extremely effective. The technique is called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say as closely as possible. You do not just repeat the words. You copy the pronunciation. You copy the rhythm. You copy the speed. You copy the emotion. You copy the intonation. Think about how children learn language. Children learn by listening and copying. They hear sounds. They repeat those sounds. And over time, their speech becomes natural. You can use the same process. Choose a short English podcast. Choose a YouTube video. Choose a conversation. Listen carefully to one sentence. Then pause the audio. Repeat the sentence out loud. Try to sound exactly like the speaker. Then listen again. And repeat again. At first, this may feel difficult. You may struggle to keep up. You may miss some words. That is completely normal. Every learner experiences this at the beginning. The goal is not perfection. The goal is improvement. Another important lesson is to practice with content you enjoy. If you enjoy motivational topics, use motivational videos. If you enjoy stories, use stories. If you enjoy interviews, use interviews. When the content is interesting, practice becomes easier. Another powerful benefit of shadowing is pronunciation improvement. Many learners know English words but pronounce them incorrectly. Shadowing helps correct this problem. Because you are constantly listening to natural pronunciation and copying it. Your mouth begins learning English sound patterns. Your tongue becomes more flexible. Your speech becomes smoother. Another benefit is confidence. The more you imitate fluent speakers, the more natural English feels. You begin speaking with better rhythm. You begin speaking with better flow. And little by little, your confidence increases. Many learners notice significant improvement after only a few weeks of regular shadowing practice. The key is consistency. 10 or 15 minutes every day can create remarkable changes. Remember this: fluent speakers sound fluent because they have heard and repeated English thousands of times. Shadowing helps you do exactly that. The more you practice, the more natural your English becomes. And natural English is the foundation of real fluency. Step 10. Live in English as much as possible. And it may be the most powerful step of all. If you truly want natural fluency, English cannot be something you only study. English must become something you live. Many learners spend 1 hour studying English. Then they spend the remaining 23 hours completely disconnected from the language. This slows progress. Imagine trying to learn swimming but only entering the water once a week. Improvement would be very slow. The same principle applies to English. The more time you spend around the language, the faster your brain adapts. That is why you should create an English environment around yourself. Listen to English while walking. Listen to English while exercising. Listen to English while traveling. Watch English videos. Read English articles. Read English stories. Follow English-speaking content creators. Surround yourself with English. Another powerful habit is to make English your default language whenever possible. Think in English. Write in English. Speak in English. Even if you are alone. Even if nobody is listening. The goal is to make English feel normal. The more familiar English becomes, the easier fluency becomes. Another important lesson is to enjoy the process. Many learners turn English into a stressful activity. They constantly worry about mistakes. They constantly worry about progress. They constantly worry about fluency. Instead, try enjoying the journey. Watch content you love. Read topics you enjoy. Listen to speakers you admire. Make English something enjoyable. Because enjoyable practice is sustainable practice. And sustainable practice creates long-term success. Another powerful truth is that fluency is not a destination. It is a lifestyle. Fluent speakers continue listening, continue learning, continue improving. The learning process never truly ends. And that is something beautiful. Because every day gives you a new opportunity to grow. As you continue using English in your daily life, something amazing begins to happen. You stop translating every sentence. You stop worrying about every word. You stop overthinking every conversation. English starts flowing more naturally. Ideas come faster. Sentences come faster. Conversations become easier. And confidence grows. One day, you may suddenly realize that English no longer feels difficult. It feels familiar, comfortable, natural. And that is the moment many learners dream about. The moment when English becomes part of who you are. So remember these simple principles. Listen every day. Speak every day. Think in English. Read out loud. Use shadowing. Learn useful phrases. Stay consistent. Trust the process. And most importantly, live in English as much as possible. Because natural fluency is not built in a few days. It is built through daily habits repeated over time. And if you keep going, one day you will achieve the fluency you have always wanted.